Justin Hawkins writes try a different chord this time. Again. Good day to you one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, from Justin Hawkins Rides Again and my various jazz and rock projects. I just wanted to give a little caveat at the beginning of this episode, because today my producer has decided to challenge me to only say nice things about some videos that have created furore on the internet. There's one called Method Blank, Eddie's Home, which the band actually had removed from YouTube because of some of the negativity that it was on the receiving end of. And so she wants me to look at that and then find something positive to say about it. Then I'll do some others. Just looking at the pictures. She's given me a document with these videos. I've never seen them before, and I'll be really surprised if I ever see them again, unless they're included in one of those sort of emails with funnies in that you click on the links to. But I don't click on links anymore after some credit card fraud earlier this week. So here we go. I'm opening the first one, which is what's it called? Method Blank, Eddie's Home. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Okay, I think I can guess what the riff is. So I think with a drop D tuning, you're in business, really. Really accessible. Guitar players all around the world will be able to pick up any acoustic, detune the E string to D, and then just have a fiddle around. You'll find it in no time. Third, second, open string, and the fifth is all you need. There's the riff. Let me tell you about a boy and a girl. A pleasure and pain. Okay, so then the singer pops up with some flames behind him. Looks really imposing. Like there's all manner of, debris, wreck and ruin trailing in his wake. That's the kind of badass we're up against here. He's wearing a black shirt with a black waistcoat and a black hat and a black and white tie. The shirt only goes down to about there because, I don't know, actually. Why is that? There must be a significance to that. I'll figure it out. Yeah, okay, I can see a pattern emerging. The guitar player also has no sleeves on his shirt. He's playing a black guitar, but in the background he has some clouds. Like he's doing that thing that I think Disturbed do sometimes. You know the band Disturbed? Like they often shoot the singer upwards next to some tall buildings or some skyscrapers, or maybe it would be like some actual sky. I think it gives him a more imposing presence, and they've done that with the guitar player. It's actually a pretty handy angle for seeing what his fingers are up to if you did decide to sort of try and learn the song, and so you can play along with it. It's pretty handy. Good thinking, lads. Okay, a slightly different angle on the bass player. Probably the camera on a slightly higher tripod, and his fingers are really agile. You can really see them dancing around. I mean, it's not clear what he's playing there at that point. I think his bass is tuned differently to the guitar because he looks like he's up on the sort of 5th and 7th frets. I don't know why. But as is not to ponder the magic of bass playing, those guys are a different breed, and he's no exception. Black bean hat, also no sleeves on his t-shirt, but not like the guitar player. His t-shirt is actually white. Lots of neck stuff going on, like a few different necklaces that are very, very short. That's the sign, I think, of an experienced rocker, because I think if you have anything longer than that, it hits you in the teeth, eyes, ends up your nose sometimes. When you're headbanging, you need something at the neck, and he's come to terms with that, and for me that shows that he's probably done this before and he knows what he's doing. I was just trying to decipher the lyrics as he was singing them. The only thing that popped out to me was "all tied up on my blood-stained bed sheets," which evokes a powerful image, doesn't it? It's kind of reminding me a little bit of Blurred Lines, you know, like something about a sensual encounter where, you know, the exact nature of of how consensual this encounter is up for debate, really. I would suggest that this might be going a little further than Blurred Lines, and we all know what happened to Robin Thicke with that one. Not his collaborator, producer and co-writer Pharrell, but certainly Robin Thicke was cancelled. But Pharrell, nothing untoward happened to his career, but Robin's ended. So you got to be careful with this stuff, and I think one thing I will say about this band that's positive is they had the decency and the foresight to actually take this video down before too much damage was done to their career. I like the way the drummer's really chilled. He's not hitting them too hard. He's not trying to look like he's playing drums. That's often a mistake that people make in videos where, like, oh, you see their arms flailing around. It doesn't look like it's in time. And then when you go and see him live, they're just doing what this guy does. He's just sitting back and chilling. I mean, it might not look very impressive, but at least it's honest. I thought he just said Daddy's Home. I thought this was called Eddie's Home. It sounded like Daddy's Home. They both work in the same way, really. Sex so good, it'll make you insane. He just said sex so good, it'll make you insane. I think he rhymed that with something to do with shame, which is interesting, really, because it's sort of like a sound, the word with a m sound at the end of it rhymed with a word with a n sound, and I like the way the m occurred before the n, because it sort of suggests progress, doesn't it? We're working our way through the alphabet of sounds, not necessarily looking for the rhymes, just doing sounds. Just cry out in despair. Crying, and a little bit of what's the word? Contrast in the emotion that he's displaying there. I mean, the vocal performance is quite linear until that point, and then when he goes cry, it's cry, which reminds me of in Excess, New Sensation. Live, baby, live, now that and then there's a bit where he goes cry, baby, cry. And then, so just have that extra emphasis on the word cry. Really helps it land. Good work. Grab your head and I'll make you go lower. Roll your eyes back, I'll make you feel sober. Grab your head and I'll make you go lower. Roll your eyes back, I'll make you feel sober. Because you beat you, leave you naked. That leave you naked stuff, it reminds me of the lying naked on the floor from the Natalie Imbruglia song. Lying naked on the floor. And I wonder if this is intended as a sort of a contrasting perspective of that exact moment. I don't think so, though, because there's loads of blood and stuff as well. It's just a bit different. Okay, so then the singer puts his guitar... the guitar player puts his guitar down and becomes the singer momentarily. Using the same costume. And he goes, "There be nothing but pain. There be nothing but pain for you, my darling." Does this really nice hand gesture. For you, my darling. The higher note that he tries to go for is a little bit flat on, is a bit sharp on the lower note, but the reason why this is positive is because it means you can have him mixed right down. You don't need to push him at all. You can get those guitars super powerful, like a stereo guitar image in your ears, and then the dissonance caused by him being so far out of tune allows you to have him very quiet in the mix, and you'll still be able to hear what he's up to. So, masterful. And then he pushes his voice too hard and it shreds, and it really pushes his voice too hard and it really shreds. Wow. Anyway, I'm only halfway through the song. I've already said enough, I think. It's good of them to take it down. I hope it wasn't lingering on the net long enough to do any serious damage in this, what we call the cancel culture. Anything that describes an potentially unconsensual sexual encounter is going to lead to problems, and I think they did the right thing by taking it down. Well done, Method Blank. Eddie's Home. Whew, wow, that's an ordeal. Okay, the next one I'm going to do is a song by Omnia called Earth Warrior, which has 11 million views on YouTube. It's weird that I haven't heard of it, actually. Some of the comments are brilliant. Bob Papadopoulos says, this is what happens in the corner of my room when I get sleep paralysis. And then Doigu Fidan says, I got goosebumps while reading lyrics. Thanks for this beautiful song. And then Jasmine says, brilliant work. Thank you for this gift. The sort of thumbnail image of the Omnia Earth Warrior is an attractive lady with brown hair and a bow and arrow. But I can already see that she, whilst having the appearance of a forest dweller, is lovely and clean. So that's the first positive thing I'm going to say about it. Let's click on the link and watch the vid. Okay. Okay, so the video starts off with some leaves and there's some sunlight coming through them, and there's a sort of a subtitling bit that says, "This is not about us, it's about you." I'm already on the back foot. I just heard two chords that are A chord. Yeah, it's a D. So
there's a war on nature, and we can all choose what to do. So if you feel like
okay, there's all these sort of headstones of big corporations like Mitsubishi and you know, McDonald's and stuff, but they've changed the names of them, but they've kept the sort of what's it called, the logo graphics of them. I can see what they're up to. They're talking about corporations and how corporations are dying because the Earth Warriors are going to rise up. Is that what this is? Okay, as the attractive lady fires the arrow from the thumbnail, it inexplicably goes into pagan, forest-dwelling reggae. It's pagan. It's forest reggae. I've never heard of forest reggae before. This is blowing my mind.
'Cause I'm a warrior.
And then he says, "How about you?
How about you? Whoa, I'm a warrior."
And he rips his hat off to reveal one of those sort of Viking haircuts with the undercut on both sides, and well, I suppose it's a Mohican really. He's wearing no sleeves but baggy trousers, all bits hanging off. Sort of an extension of that kind of, you know, I suppose noughties, 90s LA rock scumbag look when there's all, I say that with affection by the way, when there's all chains and bits hanging off your trousers. It's like that but in a forest. I'm a warrior. How about you?
I'm a warrior, Earth warrior, true born pagan.
Okay, I have heard this song before. Why have I heard this then? Somebody's obviously shown me this before years ago or whenever it. How old is this thing? 7 years old. Okay, I've definitely heard it before. It's got all this kind of dancing. I'm a warrior, true warrior, or whatever it goes. And it's an important message. And as I'm just going to scan through because I think I've got the gist of this now. There's some bits where it goes fighting, 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 and the camera cuts to like near their fists, and then back again.
Fighting, 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 fighting for them all.
An interesting dynamic in the band. It sort of reminds me of Deantword a little bit. Sort of skinny, aggressive-looking guy, attractive, more diminutive female counterpart. And there's also, in addition to that, there's a sort of ethereal blonde-haired lady who does some backing vocals and stuff. But when they film her, she's nearly see-through, like a ghost. So maybe she's like one of the Earth Warrior martyrs. There's loads of stuff in here that's really thought-provoking. And also, some of it's sort of filmed at a festival or a fete or some kind of village gathering. And you see people of all ages joining in the Earth Warrior movement. I mean, at first you're kind of like a little bit, oh, hang on, how come those kids have got bows and arrows? They're going to have each other's eyes out with them. But then you realise, you know, the younger you get into being an Earth Warrior, the more chance we've got of actually saving this doomed planet from the, you know, from all the stuff that corporation-y things have done to make it all wrong. In the you know what I'm talking about. Whatever they're saying, it's an important message. I expect. Yeah, well done, Omnia. Thanks for hang on a sec. As Jasmine said, brilliant work and thank you for this gift. Justin Hawkins writes again. I'm a warrior, Earth warrior. I'm a warrior, Earth warrior. Yeah. Justin Hawkins fighter. Nice one. Like and subscribe. Yep. Like and subscribe.